Give it 2 years. This is my channel on non-duality, which can sometimes be seen as a very serious study to find enlightenment and find ourselves, but is actually a very fun, light-hearted way to examine who we are by examining what we're not. So I would like to invite you to commit to watching my channel for 2 years. And if you do, you'll have an amazing transformation. As a matter of fact, I guarantee it, an absolute guarantee, that at the end of 2 years, you haven't had an amazing transformation, I will give you your 2 years back. Come on. You know that's silly, right? If not an outright lie. But right there is the perfect example of why you should commit 2 years to this. Because we have been convinced in our culture that it is our thinking part of our mind, the language part of our mind, that we use to experience reality. But that thinking part of our mind, that language-based mind, can get caught in all these loops, all these logic loops and reality loops. And this is why we feel so confused about life. I can't give you 2 years back. Can't be done. But it can be said in language, right? I can even say it in language that it's 100% guarantee. And that's a pun on everything. That's a pun on the whole way our life works and how we have been trained and fooled into being nothing but consumers. And right there, dive a little bit deeper into the whole 2-year thing. It's not really that long, but we have been so trained to have and that we deserve instant gratification of things. Be honest. You're watching non-duality YouTubes on video. In a secret little way, we kind of expect to have it just handed to us, don't we? In some way. Like, oh, click. And actually, that does happen. Click, boom, enlightened. Happens all the time. But the reality of it is that usually that click took a certain amount to get to the point where it happened. Like even Eckhart Tolle, like he wasn't really studying spirituality. He was just depressed for a really, really long time. The depression itself was his spiritual search, right? Probably took a lot longer than 2 years. If you study Buddha's history, you'll discover, I think he was 23 years old when he became enlightened. And so he'd really only really actively studied for a couple of years. It's also the amount of time, actually, that I was with my best teacher. But 2 years. Now think about it. All you have to do is just kind of click in and watch my YouTube videos now and again. And what I do in my videos is I like to play around with, concepts that are just obviously a loop. Like, I'll give you your 2 years back, right? So many little things are stuck in our head. And so I like to kind of chisel away at belief systems. And some of them are really, really silly. And as soon as we see them, it's just like so easy to drop them. Some of them are like deep ingrained stories of how we believe history works, which tells us who we are. So I like to just kind of chip away at things and hopefully a funny and fun and entertaining way. And then the other thing I like to do is post videos that just point out the intricacies of life and how everything is entwined and how things work together, humans and plants and animals, humans and history, humans and the people that we know, how the universe itself kind of works. Because the more you're told these real stories of connection, the lighter and lighter your being will be, so that the little chipping away then works. So for 2 years, kind of get yourself changed a little bit every day. But more than that, think about it, that you're thinking about 2 years. I will also change in those 2 years. I'll become better at saying the things that I want to say. During those 2 years, lots of the things I say might not completely, totally speak to you, but a lot of them will. And so I'll be posting on just whatever comes into my mind about things. I'll be kind of trying to follow trends and stuff like that. And you will be changing, and we'll both be changing along together, and the world itself will be changing at the same time. And this is like a metaphor or an example of how we need to change our world to be a more sustainable world. We can't just, boom, change it today, right? Change takes a while, and change changes. You try one thing and then it has a result. And so then you try another thing and then it has a result. And then we see how the results weave in and out. And people engage on my channel as well, and you can engage on my channel. I have opportunities where you can ask questions and I'll answer it, and I do live videos every once in a while, as often as I can. I also have a newsletter that will keep you informed of everything that's going on. maprimzarine.com is where you can sign up for that newsletter. It comes out once a week-ish. Every once in a while, I'll send out a notice of a live video that's going to come up, and then every once in a while, I get too busy and don't get the email sent out. But put a little dedication into your non-dual search. Stick with this for 2 years. Let's see where we are then. It's going to be remarkable.